are, me mateys. You may think I have a very good selection of pirate hats, and you are right. This afternoon, my storytime book was Pizza for Pirates, and I'm going to read it for you again. I hope you enjoy it. A boy called George had a wonderful plan to sail with a fine pirate crew. So he packed up a pizza, his favourite feast, and rowed off on the wide ocean blue. A pizza? What would you pack in your bag if you were going to go on a piratey adventure? George travelled for hours till he spotted dry land and saw mermaids on rocks from afar. As he steered into port, he heard "Please to the right!" and a loud croaky voice roaring "Arr!" "Ahoy there!" cried George, and he held up his sword. "Please, can I be a pirate like you?" But all he heard was a flap and a screech. Then a noisy parrot burst into view. "I'm a parrot," it squawked as it perched on his head, "and pirates are parrots, I'm told. I'll help you track down the whole pirate treasure, and we'll find treasure chests full of gold." George steered his boat on through the choppy green waves as a shiver of sharks glided by. Then he spotted a shape in the mist up ahead, so he popped a patch over his eye. Can you put your patch on? "Is it a pirate ship?" George asked the bird. The parrot screeched, "Where does it sail?" George peered through the telescope and gave a cry. "That's no pirate ship! Look, it's a whale!" They tried to escape from the whale's gaping mouth, but a wave swept the boat in its jaws. With a whoosh, George was swallowed. How could he escape? He'd even lost one of his oars. George switched on his torch and he looked all about while the parrot flew down with a flap. "Shiver me timbers!" cried George when he saw a hat and an old treasure map. As he put on the pirate hat, George told the bird, "Get back in the boat, I've got a plan. Think of the best pirate joke that you can, and squawk it as loud as you can." Do you know any pirate jokes? Why are pirates called pirates? Because they are. When the bird told the joke, a strange sound could be heard. First a rumble and then a loud roar. "The whale's laughing," said George with a sigh of relief. Then he paddled like mad with his oar. They shot out of the mouth of the chuckling whale and splashed through the waves and the spray, till the parrot called out, "Land ahead, George, me lad!" and they steered the boat into the bay. Phew. George stepped onto the sand, then he crept up the beach, while above him his parrot friend flew. At the sound of loud voices, he peered through the trees and saw there... What do you think he saw? Treasure. A real pirate crew. "Avast there, me hearties," called George with a wave. "Please, can I be a pirate like you?" Then he held out a dripping wet box and announced, "I've brought pizza for the whole crew." The captain squirmed, "Matey, you seem a fine lad, but that thing you call pizza looks yuck." Then he gasped as he stared down at George's wet head, "You found my best hat! We're in luck!" "Is my treasure map with it?" the captain asked George. "I lost them both long, long ago." "Yes, it is!" exclaimed George, and he held up the map and he read it and shouted, "Let's go!" They walked this way and that till George came to a stop. "It's here," he said. "Dig! No one rest!" The shipmates worked hard in the burning hot sun. till they dug up a huge treasure chest. Yes! But while the pirates grabbed handfuls of gold, a green tentacle crept up the beach. Uh-oh. Then a sea monster suddenly burst from the depths and carried the chest out of reach. It lifted the treasure towards its huge mouth. George said, "Stop! Listen to me! Eat this pizza instead. You can have the whole thing. It's much tastier than treasure, you see." The monster glared down at the dripping wet snack. Then it gobbled it up in one bite. It put down the chest and the crew roared, "George lad, you are the best kind of pirate, all right." Then the captain said, "George, now you're one of the crew, there is just one more thing to be done. We must head for our ship and then you'll walk the plank. And we'll show you how pirates have fun." Can you see they're diving in off the plank? Thank you for listening to my story, Pizza for Pirates. I hope you enjoyed it. And thanks for joining me for story time. Have a lovely weekend and we'll see you next week. Bye! Wow.